Thank you, AJ Green. Grossi Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Packcast, a podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Blew up my vocal cords in the fourth quarter, Grossi. And today, we're here to break down the Green Bay Packers win over the Arizona Cardinals 24-21. Before we get to that, I want to do a big shout and thank you to some brand new patrons and YouTube members. First, on the Patreon side of things, we have Azure Coffee. And on the YouTube side of things, we have Triviality. We have If the Raiders Make the Playoffs, Derek Carr deserves the MVP, and Sports Reaction. A big shout and thank you to you all. So yeah, I'm going to try to get through this video quick because I have no voice. That game was bonkers, just absolutely insane from beginning to end. And going into this game, the Cardinals were heavy favorites, considering the Packers were without Devontae Adams, MVS, and Allen Lazard. So their top three wide receivers gone off the table. No David Bakhtiari, no Josh Myers. And that's all just on the offense, folks. Just on the offense. On the defense, Preston Smith thankfully played. However, no Kevin King, no Zadarius Smith, no Jair Alexander. The Green Bay Packers are missing some key components going in against the only undefeated team left in football in the Arizona Cardinals. And the Packers defense, a huge shout out, without DC Joe Barry, because he got COVID, you had a freaking phenomenal performance. Jerry Gray stepping up, calling an amazing game, adjusting. And while there was times where you're like, oh crap, it's the same old Packers, the defense is going to give it up, the Packers wind up coming away with a miraculous victory. Aaron Rodgers, 22 for 37, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, only sacked one time. A big shout out to the offensive line, did really well tonight. A.J. Dillon, 16 for 78, got so many crucial yards, big bruising back, looked great. Aaron Jones, 15 for 59, 1 touchdown, was also the Packers' leading receiver, 7 receptions for 51 yards. Had a fantastic game. Robert Tonyan, 3 for 49, injured unfortunately, and it looks like it might be for the season considering the way that Matt LaFleur was talking about him during the press conference, saying he felt so sick for Tonyan. So a quick recovery and well wishes for Bobby Tonyan because that just looked awful. Juwan Winfrey, who got elevated from the practice squad, he participated, got 4 receptions for 30 yards. And again, a lot of the credit, while the offense did really well, comes down to the defense. Rasul Douglas, 9 tackles, 2 passes defended, and the game-winning interception. Rasul Douglas, who just signed with the Packers a few weeks ago. Where did he come from? Where did he go? He came from the Cardinals practice squad. So a big shout out to the Cardinals for lending him us because he's been playing like a stud while guys like Kevin King and Jair Alexander are out. Devondre Campbell continues to impress. 4 solo tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. Best inside linebacker right now in football, which is saying something. Henry Black had a key interception off the tip. You also had Corey Bojorquez kicking phenomenally tonight. Had an average of 51.3 yards average per punt. And the special teams, the coverage, the punting unit looked incredible tonight. Arizona on offense, Murray, 22 for 33, 274 yards, 0 touchdowns. 2 interceptions, got sacked twice. Chase Edmonds, 7 for 30 for a touchdown. Connor, 5 for 22 for 2 touchdowns. So the Green Bay Packers held both their running backs to 52 total yards. Yes, there was 3 touchdowns, but these were in short yardage situations. Hopkins, 2 for 66, and A.J. Green, 5 for 50. And a big shout out again to A.J. Green for not going for the ball on that last play. I really appreciate it. And the way that the Packers were going to win this game were to dominate time of possession, which they did. 37-35 to 22-25, and they won the turnover game. Arizona had 3 turnovers. You had a muffed punt, including 2 interceptions by Kyler Murray, and that sealed the game. The Green Bay Packers played a complete game while their defense at times looked a little shaky, or in the red zone, the offense didn't look so good, and there was like maddening of why you didn't run the football. The Packers, with all these injuries, all these absences, were able to go in and beat the best team in football. And this is a team that is nowhere near their final form or their full potential. So shout out to all of them. And right now, the Packers are number 1 in the NFC. They got the Chiefs next after a brief little bye period because they played tonight on Thursday. And again, the defense and the heart of that team just impressed the ever-living hell out of me. This is a battle-tested team. This is not a team that is just skated by on their schedule. They haven't lost since week 1, and they knocked down the Arizona Cardinals on a short week away and with all these injuries. And I'm so freaking proud of this football team. The Packers, they don't have an easy road ahead. They got some tough games to go. But as the season continues and they get healthier and healthier, I can't imagine what this team is going to do. And I got to say, if they keep playing like this team is not only a contender for the Super Bowl, but they are Super Bowl favorites. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. How'd you feel about this game? An absolutely crazy ending. I have no voice. Let me know. You can always tell me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy, all social media you see down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout and thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. But folks, I want to take a moment. There is nearly 8,000 of you in the stream. I truly appreciate you all. The well wishes, the support, the likes, the views, the shares, the donations. You're incredible. And also a big shout out to my co-host of GPS, Mr. Brandon Perna of That's Good Sports. A very happy birthday to you, sir. I hope you have a phenomenal day, as it is 1:40 in the morning here on the East Coast. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom freaking Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go.